Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are taking our very first look at the new patch notes for the December update. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Now, one of the downsides of not being a CC anymore is I don't get to see the patch notes early and I don't get to make a video to release them right away. But once the patch notes have been released, just like you guys, I can go in and read them myself. And I can save you guys the hassle by reading them for you. So let's get into it. So the maintenance times for Xbox will be between 2 and 5 a.m. Central Time, 7 to 10 a.m. UTC on November 29th, which is Monday. So keep that in mind. PlayStation, same thing. Anyway, update size for Xbox One and Series X, S, and X. Never mind. For the Xbox One S and X is 1700 megabytes. And for the Xbox Series S and X is 1700 megabytes. Why don't they just say Xbox, 1700 megabytes? PS4 and PS5, 1500 megabytes. Well done. Anyway, shorter updates. This one runs for 3 weeks like the previous one. Do not mean less content. Let's dive straight into the holiday preparations and find out what's waiting for you under the tree. Let's start with this. This right here is a code. I'm assuming that this gives you a flag of some sort. A holiday flag, if I had to guess. This update features the deep water torpedo mechanic presented in the new Pan-Asian destroyer lineup, offering you an interesting trade-off. Here are some of the basics. Deep water torpedoes can only hit deeper draught, ships. Basically, battleships, or anything but destroyers. So in many cases, you'll literally be able to shoot through your teammates or enemies to hit the ships behind the front line. Deep water torpedoes on average deal more immediate damage and have slightly better flooding capabilities. You know, if there's one thing that I think this game desperately needed, it was another torpedo mechanic that gives an even better chance for floods. Because, you know, I've really noticed lately that every time I take a hit from a torpedo, it's just not causing a flood as often as it should. You know, that's what I've always noticed, haven't you guys? Like, I'm definitely not being sarcastic or facetious at all. But yeah, I've definitely noticed that when I torp things, I never get floods. So getting a deep water torpedo with a better flooding chance just seems like it would be a great idea, right? Wargaming. What am I going to do with you? Anyway, while you will have better chances against bigger ships, enemy destroyers are a bit different. Are a bit of a different kind of threat. God, why is their sentences structured the way they are? They make me think way too much. I don't like it. And will often require support from your teammates to deal with. And for those of you who just made the joke, oh yeah, Spartan, we know you don't like to think. Screw you, alright? Oh my god. Read on to find out more and watch the video demonstration of deep water torpedoes. I don't think I'll watch the video demonstration. Why? Because the videos almost always have copyrighted music and I get copyright strike. So thank you. No, I won't watch the video. But anyway, there's still plenty of time to add 2 premiums to your arsenal. The French Tier 4 destroyer Sirocco at milestone 40 and the German Tier 7 cruiser Mains at milestone 120. Both are available if you have the Admiralty backing. Even if you decide to start now, you still have time to catch up to the action, but you must complete the missions from the previous weeks. We've already talked about this, so I don't need to go back over this. Why are we still talking about, like, this campaign that's ending? Stop it! Anyway. Yes, all of this stuff is available. And, of course, this is the stuff that you get without Admiralty backing, worth 18,278 doubloons. And you get all of that plus this with Admiralty backing worth a total of 80,165 doubloons. So, again, always your biggest bang for your buck to grab the Admiralty backing. Okay? Pan-Asian Navy arrives in full force. A brand new branch of Pan-Asian destroyers, starting with Tier 1 Cheyenne. Cheyenne. Is it the Cheyenne? I don't know. Being effectively American cruiser Chester, cruisers are a standard starting point for destroyer lines. Huh? Oh. Yeah, I guess technically all the lines start with cruisers, don't they? Never mind. Anyway, and peaking with the Tier 7, God bless America. What is that? Shenyang? That's what I'm going with. I'm going to assume the H is silent here. We're just going to call it the Shenyang. Is arriving. I apologize to any of the Pan-Asians out there. I know that's not really a thing. It's just Asian in general. I don't know. This looks Chinese, but I could be wrong. I don't want to offend anybody, but I apologize to whoever's, language that I'm butchering. Because, you guys know already. I struggle with English. You guys have already seen me struggle at the patch notes in English. You throw me against other languages, it's a wrap. I can't do it. But anyway, is arriving along with the two new commanders, Sa Zhenbing and Deng Shichong. We'll go with Deng Shichong. That sounds relatively right. To helm the ships. And I apologize again. I'm sure these guys are great people, and I have just completely butchered their legacy. So I apologize. Their base traits and unique skills look as follows. For Sa Zhenbing, oh my lord. I can't do it. So the base trait is 10 opener. Increase your destroyer's AP shell ricochet angle by up to 8%. Akazuki and Friesland hype? Question mark? Even like Benson Fletcher? Anything that's got like rapid fire guns that likes to punish cruisers when they go broadside? That's not an insignificant margin. Up to 8% or 8 degrees of better AP penetration angle. That's solid. This means that you can deal damage with these shells for longer when the enemy ships take up angled positions. Fourth row skill is Knuckle Duster. Increases damage to enemy ship engines and rudders by up to 40%. Reduce detectability of your torpedoes by up to 100 meters at the expense of reduced damage. Okay. For Deng Shicheng, and I apologize, Shicheng, I don't know. Base trait is Quantum of Solace. Now we're just going with James Bond movies, and it's even like a James Bond logo. That wargaming. This has to be like borderline copyright. I'm just saying. You're pushing boundaries here. Increased torpedo damage and destroyer concealment by up to 3% for both. So we get another destroyer concealment perk. Interesting. Can't imagine that could ever go horribly wrong. And that's the base trait, keep that in mind, which means, say for instance, you were going to use one of the other commanders, like Eric Bay or Jerzy Swirsky, I can't remember. I know Jerzy Swirsky is technically the destroyer, I think, concealment, so he would be the obvious choice. So say you're in your Bliskovica or whatever it is, Bliskowica, Kavika, whatever, the Polish Lightning. If you're in that ship and you had, say, a 5.2 concealment with the current build, which you would have Eric Bay and then probably some random, maybe William Sims as your third commander perk, now you can stack a third concealment perk on top of that. Meaning, now your Blizzy is going to have the best of everything? Potentially? I'll have to give it a shot when it comes out. So, keep an eye out for that. It's going to be interesting to see how much it goes down to. Fourth rose skill is Knuckle Duster. Increase damage to enemy ship engines and rudders by 40%. And detectability of your torpedoes by up to 100%. Wait, was this? So these two commanders have the exact same special trait. Okay, whatever. So that's the thing. So both of these commanders have the exact same trait. Now, the new line brings a new mechanic, deep water torpedoes, that can only hit ships with deeper drafts. Why couldn't they say that before? Why'd they have to go with drop? I don't like that. Everything other than destroyers. They can inflict heavy damage and are great at flooding any hulls they can hit, and a fact that offsets the ship type limitations. What is also interesting about this line is that Tier 6 Gajimata and Tier 7 Shanyang can take a 180-degree turn in playstyle and trade in their smoke generators for radars, making spotting on demand way easier. Okay. I don't hate it. They're getting rid of their smoke for a radar. That's a huge trade in a destroyer, so if that's what you want to do. I mean, we already had the Orkan, which did the exact same thing. The Orkan drops the ability to use smoke and gets a radar because of it, so that's exactly what these are doing. So, interesting. I doubt it. Most people will probably not run the radar because most people like to be able to disappear, but you never know. Double down bureau. Any like good player will likely trade in the torpedo or trade in the smoke for the radar, like for sure. Because what is the number one thing that other destroyers like to do when they run into a destroyer? They smoke up, right? They're like, oh my god, I gotta disappear. So they disappear. You get a few shots while they're disappearing, right? And then as soon as they disappear, you pop the radar, they light back up like a Christmas tree, and you finish them off, and they can't shoot you back because they can't see you because they're in smoke and they don't have radar. So, yeah, very powerful tool for good players. So we'll see how that goes. Double Down Bureau kicks off the holiday preparations. 2 bureaus are better than 1. You'll discover the truth of that in this update, which will present you with a choice. You can go for Legendary Tier United States Navy Battleship Montana within the project of the same name. This massive battleship offers a 4x3 gun configuration, in other words, 12 American 16-inch 50 caliber guns. It should be literally an Iowa with an extra turret, okay? That's basically what it is. And a very solid torpedo protection that is perfect for competing at the highest tier. Or, if you're looking to enhance your personnel, a haul of commander progression items is scattered in the Dragon Fleet project, which can be boosted by the all-new Pan-Asian Navy branch. Just a reminder, with the active premium account, you can run through 2 projects simultaneously. Also, note that one of the projects are a time-limited, but Dragon Fleet may be deprecated in the future. Also note that none of the projects are time-limited, okay, but that Dragon Fleet may be deprecated in the future, which is something we've seen in the past with all of the branched off bureau projects for like the California and so on and so forth. That's something that happens pretty regularly in the bureaus. One thing I didn't see here was the Minotaur and how it is supposedly coming by the end of the year. So I'm sure we'll find that out as we go down. It's clearly not coming to the Bureau. So are we seeing another Global XP legendary ship by chance? A milestone of a ranked season awaits. It's already season 20. Rejoice in the most competitive atmosphere you can imagine during the holidays, from December 9th through December 13th, and prepare to fight for prizes playing Tier 5 ships. Okay. For this milestone season, we decided to implement a twist. For the first time, aircraft carriers are available. So if you're a master aviator, it's your time to shine. Check our upcoming dedicated blog post next week for the full details. So, ranked battles, already a gigantic pain in the neck, especially for solo players. And now they're deciding to add in the carriers. Now, this isn't the craziest thing in the world, but you got to remember, Tier 5, most of the ships still don't have a whole lot of AA. Okay? Tier 3 and Tier 5 are where the carriers absolutely smash everything. Doesn't matter the nation. And then if you get into Tier 7, of course, that's where the Parzival stands by itself in its ability to smash everything, because it's got the best of everything. It's got great torpedoes, it's got great AP bombs that Citadel battleships and cruisers alike. So, yeah, but for Tier 5 and Tier 3, all of the carriers have a pretty serious impact on the match. So if you've got a buddy that likes to run carriers, this might be the time that you want him on your side. That's all I'm saying. Good thing I got Peak. He likes to run carriers. I hate carriers. So, good. Snow Camos. Okay. Our friends up north in Canada land, they're getting a little bit of love here, maybe, possibly. But to bring a bit of the seasonal flavor, these three new snow permanent camos are landing in this update. You can obtain them for Alaska, Lightning, and Gneisner in the store. So, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. In fact, I kind of like it. It's got. I don't like the red deck. I'll be real honest. The red deck can go away. If you just made that deck completely white, I'd be happy. But I do like the side here. It's clean. It's not overstated. I do like that camo. Not gonna lie. Just the red deck. Get rid of it. This is not a Santa Claus. Okay, just get rid of it. We're not the Italians. Anyway, new ships of the update. Strasbourg. Is it Strasbourg? Strasbourg? I apologize to the French out there. Y'all know I can't pronounce your guys' language. A French Tier 6 premium battleship of the Dunkirk class. Really? A Tier 6 Dunkirk was considered to be an effective antidote against German raiders. Her strengths are considered mostly around a speedy main battery reload, including the corresponding consumable. Okay, so it gets a main battery reload booster. Interesting. And traverse, as well as an all-bow turret configuration that offers an interesting playstyle. Now, the interesting thing for me is the Dunkirk at Tier 5 can be bullies, but it can also get bullied real easy. Like real easy by 15-inch guns and above. And now you're putting, I'm assuming it's basically the same thing, since it is a Dunkirk class at Tier 6, you're still going to have the same weaknesses. You're still going to be weak to the 15-inch guns and above, and there are a lot more of them at Tier 6 and up. So you're going to be basically chewed apart. So I don't know that this is going to be a particularly fun ship to play. That being said, I'll be giving it a shot most likely. So keep an eye out for that. On top of that, Japanese Tier 7 battleship Key, with her torpedoes and impressive health pull, is back in the store for 750,000 global XP. Mike, you can finally get the Key, and it's only going to cost you $100. Or is it $200? I forget. Yeah, it's just for those people that spent $300-$400 to get the Key, or spent that and didn't get the Key. You guys just got kicked right in the balls. Right here. New things are sometimes just old things that have been forgotten, and while the following content has definitely not been forgotten, it's still back. Prepare for a resounding comeback of ships, commanders, and themed in-game items from our Godzilla vs. Kong collaboration, as well as the Arpeggio of Blue Steel Ars Nova range. Prepare for the holidays with us and turn the tides. All right, folks. Well, I mean, I tried to do my best to read through everything and make it entertaining for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you're most looking forward to in the update. And as always, if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.